Hello and welcome to Ognivoria Conversations Live. Temporarily, it's ABC Ognivoria Conversations Live. We'll have Subhayan, we'll have Rohit Juglan, and of course, we'll have everybody's favorite Debasis joining us from Perth. And we know we told you an hour back that we're going to be back with India's optional net session. Now it's being allowed to broadcast, so we can show you, hopefully, we can show you the optional net session. Three of our reporters are on the field reporting from Perth Optus Stadium, where the Border Gavaskar Trophy is all set to get underway in less than 24 hours. Tomorrow, by this time, Boria, the lunch. And what do we now know? What do we now know from the starting 11 and clearly from Jasprit Bumrah's press conference, as reported by Debasis in the morning? Probably, again, we are saying we're not the team management, we are journalists, we're seeing, hearing as we speak. Probably Devdutt Padikkal, Nitish Kumar Reddy, they will be playing in India's starting 11 tomorrow. So probably Devdutt Padikkal walks in at 3, Reddy walks in at 7 to give India the batting depth. Probably Ravichandran Ashwin ahead of Jadeja or Sundar. We do not know yet. In the meantime, Nomonil is backstage. Nomonil, can you show us the practice visuals shared by Debasis just 15 minutes back? This is, yeah, there we go. You were seeing visuals. This is India's optional net session, the final net session before the Border Gavaskar Trophy gets underway tomorrow at Optus Stadium in Perth. This is India's optional net session. So you can clearly see the Indian batters knocking a few balls around here and there. You can see India's captain Jasprit Bumrah as well, probably. You can see Yash Dayal. So there you go. You can see Yash Dayal and you can see the likes of Devdutt Padikkal, Rishabh Pant, Jaddu also practicing in the nets. What have been reported to us, what Debasis has told us repeatedly right from the start, that he hasn't seen Ravindra Jadeja bowl that much in the nets. So he's been practicing his batting a lot. So we don't know whether Jadeja makes it or Sundar makes it or Ashwin makes it. Boria Muzumdar joins me. Boria, the more or less, Neil, you can stop the visuals for the timing. Let's go back to the frame with Boria. Yeah, thank you. Boria, more or less, the starting 11 is decided for India. Probably that one conundrum still remains, that you were going in with Sundar, Jaddu or Ashwin. But what would be your pick, Boria?
Suggest visual gulo chala Neil, and Ogni and I can be on the sidebar. Yeah. Because visual gulo loke dekhte chaibe. And one can actually analyze. Neil, if you can play the visual, yeah. Jodi, can you get us on the sidebar? Neil, is that possible?
হয়ে যাবে দাঁড়া এক সেকেন্ড
because if you can do that, I'll talk through this. See, it's Ashwin batting, optional net session, Rishabh Pant batting, optional net session e Ashwiner batting. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Does that tell you that he's in the mix, he's in the scheme of things? That's why he's coming into bat in an optional net session day. Throwdowns hocche clearly no one theke hobe, baki shobar theke hobe, as you can possibly see already. Ashwin, Rishabh, Jadeja also apparently was batting some time back. Rishabh was batting alone when India sort of came in. The net session is supposed to start now. If you can see, practicing leaving the ball, interesting, very interesting. Ravichandran Ashwin, there you go. You can see Ash coming out there. Onno nete just Yash Dayal was bowling for a while. Who's interesting. Throwdowns
হচ্ছে Boria, exactly. Throwdowns হচ্ছে.
Throwdownটা কি এগিয়ে হচ্ছে? We are trying to figure that out. There's a super chat. 2016 in Australia with ball, 27 average, 77 strike rate, 18 wickets, Jadeja 21. How long on earth we have say Ashwin is a better bowler than? No, it's not like that. It's not like that.
বিষয়টা সেটা নয়, এক্স্যাক্টলি। হ্যাঁ, তুমি বলো Boria, তুমি বলো। না তুমি বলো না, প্লিজ বলো না, প্লিজ।
See, Madhav, the point is, yes, in 2018 Ashwin wasn't good enough for Australia, and if you hear his interview, people even said that in Sydney he shirked. 21 was a different Ashwin. So don't take 2014, 16, 18 and club it together. You will never get the real picture. You'll never get the real picture. When I take Virat Kohli's average in England in 14 and I club it with 18 and I club it with others, do I get the real picture? No. Because the moment you club 14 with 18, you're like, average. The point is 18 was a different Virat Kohli. So you have to understand in 21 what the man did, how he got under the skin of the Australians, how he worked them out. It was a very different Ravichandran Ashwin in 2021. So you have to keep in mind why they are saying Ashwin. Nobody is saying anything on Jadeja. It could be either Ashwin or Jadeja. both are good enough. But against the left-handers, against five
five
left-handers,
left-handers.
Yes, Ogni, take it from there.
Yeah. So what Boriada was saying, I'm just adding on to that because he's a far better analyst than me and far more experienced. But what I can say from a little knowledge of cricket, there will be 5 left-handers in the Australian squad. There will be Usman Khwaja. There will be my favorite player, Travis Head and Pat Cummins, the 2 players I love the most from the core of my heart. Can't wait to see them in action tomorrow in Border Gavaskar Trophy. Yeah. So there's going to be Alex Carey, there's going to be Josh Hazlewood, and there's going to be Mitchell Starc. সো ইউ হ্যাভ 5 লেফট হ্যান্ডার্স ইন দ্য অস্ট্রেলিয়ান ব্যাটিং লাইন আপ। এবং বড়িয়াদা যেটা গতকাল থেকেই বলছে যে আশ্বিন বারবার লেফট হ্যান্ডারদের সঙ্গে রাউন্ড দ্য উইকেট আসবে, ওইখানে পাটা ফেলবে এবং টল অফ স্পিনার বাউন্স পাবে, যেটা বড়িয়াদা বারবার বলছে যে বাউন্স ইজ গোয়িং টু বি আ ভেরি ভেরি ক্রুশিয়াল ফ্যাক্টর ইন পার্থ। দেবাশিস সেন জয়েন্স আস ফ্রম পার্থ। দেবাশিস সেন, let's get a glimpse of the practice visuals first. Neil just wait, will
আমি জাস্ট ক্লিপ করে আমার জয়েন করছি, আমার এয়ারপোর্ট কাজ করছে।
No problem. তো দেবাশিস দা জয়েন করলে আমরা লাইভ ইন্ডিয়াস অপশনাল নেট সেশনটা দেখতে পাবো। উই জাস্ট ডোন্ট হ্যাভ টু রিলাই অন ভিজুয়ালস। বাট ইয়েস, অজয় বিশ্বাস রাইটস আন্না ফর আ রিজন, ডোন্ট রাইট অফ রবি আশ্বিন। সো দেখুন মাধব, the thing that you are asking Madhav, it's a horses for courses call, it's a tactical call. Yes, you can have the visuals right now. Neil, if you can just stop the visuals. We have Subhayan joining us as well. Subhayan Chakraborty joins us from Optus Stadium in Perth. Subhayan, straight question. India's optional net session. Ravi Ashwin batting, 2 throwdowns, leaving the ball outside the off stump. So very clear-cut indication. Ashwin starting ahead of Jadeja or Sundar in the first test match. Less than 24 hours to go. Subhayan, your comments.
Visual gulo chala, Neil. Play the visuals because then Subhayan and Debashish can talk through. Yeah, Subhayan, talk on this. We are playing the Ashwin batting visuals. What have you seen so far? And then Debashish can also say what he's seen.
I think even Ravindra Jadeja was out there batting at the same time as Ashwin. So still it can't be said with utmost surety that Ashwin is playing ahead of Jadeja. But Jadeja was also there and he also batted for quite a long time. Rishabh Pant today batted for almost 2 hours. And played all types of shot. Although he was just taking throwdowns and playing just spin bowling, you can see Rishabh Pant right there in the frame. But even Ashwin walked out pretty late after Ravindra Jadeja. He also started batting. This is Abhimanyu Ishwaran and Rishabh Pant, not Ravichandran Ashwin. And there you can see Ravichandran Ashwin switching ends with Abhimanyu Ishwaran. So and only these 3 players were there along with Yash Dayal who trained today. And it is still I would say, although Jasprit Bumrah has confirmed that they have decided on the playing 11, they will reveal it tomorrow. But I am still not sure by today's look who is playing. It is still Ravichandran Ashwin / Ravindra Jadeja for me.
দেবাশিস সেন, একদম একই প্রশ্ন যদি তোমায় করি দেবাশিস দা, তুমি ইন্ডিয়ার অপশনাল নেট সেশনে রয়েছো। আই এম সুইচিং টু বিট অফ বাংলা as this live is bilingual going on platforms. দেবাশিস দা, তুমি অপশনাল নেট সেশনে রয়েছো। শুভায়নকে যে প্রশ্নটা করলাম, আশ্বিন জাডেজা দুজনকেই থ্রো ডাউন দিতে দেখা যাচ্ছে, অনেক সময় ধরে ব্যাটিং করতে দেখা যাচ্ছে নেটে। এনি হাঞ্চ দেবাশিস দা, এনি গেস, এনি হাঞ্চ কালকে স্টার্ট করবে? মিউটে আছো। হ্যাঁ,
এই যেটা সুভায়ন বললো, এখনো কিন্তু রবি আশ্বিন এবং রবীন্দ্র জাদেজা নেটে ব্যাটিং করছে। ইট ইজ বিন অলমোস্ট 1.5 hours these players are batting. এখনো কিন্তু দেখো ঋষভ পন্থ চলে এসছে। ঋষভ পন্থ is now with the chairman of selector Ajit Agarkar and Subrata Banerjee, but both Jadeja and Ashwin along with Abhimanyu Ishwaran are still batting in the middle, batting in the nets. Yes, Ashwin কিছুটা দেরিতে এসেছিল, কিন্তু শুরু থেকে কিন্তু জাদেজা এবং পন্থ ব্যাটিং করছিল এবং এখনো কিন্তু জাদেজা ব্যাটিং করে চলেছে। তো অবভিয়াসলি এটা ডেফিনেটলি এটা ইউ ক্যানট মেক আউট, মানে যে whether it will be Ashwin or Jadeja, but the team management আমার মনে হয় যে দুজনকেই তৈরি রাখছে। It might depend on looking at the wicket for one final time. কালকে সকালবেলা উইকেট দেখার পরেই আমার ধারণা যে ফাইনাল more or less decided, যেটা আজকে বুমরা যেটা সাংবাদিক সম্মেলনে বললো যে মোটামুটি কি বোলিং অ্যাটাক হবে, কি ফার্স্ট প্লেইং 11 হবে, they are more or less decided. আমার একটাই কারণ মনে হচ্ছে যে দুজনে ব্যাটিং করার অর্থ মানে
বলো 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 বলো।
একটাই বলার অর্থ যে কোনো কন্টেনশন হচ্ছে যে জাদেজা খেলবে না অশ্বিন খেলবে, দ্যাট ইজ দ্য ডিবেট। মানে কে খেলবে, কারণ দুজনেই যে নেটে যেভাবে ব্যাটিং করছে দীর্ঘক্ষণ ধরে ঘন্টা খানেকের উপরে, তো ডেফিনেটলি ক্যানট রুল আউট এনিওয়ান, ক্যানট রুল আউট এনিওয়ান 24 hours before the test match.
So Subhayan Chakraborty, Debasis Sen are on the same page that both Ashwin and Jadeja batting for long time in the nets. This is India's optional net session, by the way. This is India's last net session before they play their first test tomorrow. Less than 24 hours to go. Border Gavaskar Trophy, first test at Perth. Rohit Juglan, the social media rock star, joins us from Perth. Rohit, same question to you. Probably the starting 11 is decided. We're going to see Devdutt Padikkal at number 3 if things go according to plan. Nitish Kumar Reddy will probably be making his debut probably along with Harshit Rana as the trump card. I think the only conundrum that remains, Rohit bhai, is whether Ashwin or Ravindra Jadeja. And also, Rohit, do you think this is sort of a mind game as well? Because you are making both the batters take throwdowns and bat for long hours in the nets. So in a way, you are keeping the Australian team guessing as well. Rohit, over to you.
I think yes, me and Shubhanda were discussing last night in the Hindi show that could be part of your, tactics that, at the last moment, just cancel Ashwin's press conference. Let's cancel Ashwin's press conference and let's play with Aussie's mind. They were very much up for it. That we're going to ask this from Ashwin. I was discussing some points with some Australian journalists, and they were saying that yes, if Ashwin will be there are some questions. There are some hard questions in front of Ashwin. There will be some, but I think that was also a part of tactical, game which India played at the very last moment, because Mone has been asked about this. Mone said that last minute meeting. So if you see those things, you can easily make out that yes, India is making things very unpredictable as far as batting is concerned. Look at this. There is no official release of Devdutt Padikkal till now. There is no official press release on Devdutt Padikkal till now. So they are still letting them guess that who will be, playing at number 3. Yes, who all are here. They know that Padikkal spent a lot of time in the nets batting. He spent a lot of time in that match simulation part. He spent a lot of time with Virat Kohli in that first slip in slip cordon. But there's no official confirmation yet. So I think via mail, there's no official confirmation yet. So we all are waiting for that. And yes, if you call it a part of your tactical analysis, that is there from the BCCI part, and that's what I think. But as far as Ravichandran Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja is concerned, I think I'm very clear that it's gonna be Ravichandran Ashwin, because today also he came. Rishabh Pant batting from, I think, last 1.5 hours. If he's still batting, because I'm a little away from the practice area. So Rishabh Pant is batting. He came, I think, somewhere around 12:30. Remember, the India's optional training session timing is 2 p.m. He came at 12:30, started batting, started playing those throwdown experts, Raghu and Nuwan, and after that there were 2 spinners also. After that, we saw Abhimanyu Ishwaran coming in, and later we saw Ravindra Jadeja coming in. So Ravindra Jadeja almost came after 40-50 minutes of Rishabh Pant's batting, and then simultaneously we saw in between 15-20 minutes after Ravindra Jadeja, Ashwin is also there. They all have a look at the wicket also. Ajit Agarkar was there. I was crossing this, main stadium, and Ashwin, not Ashwin, this Ajit Agarkar, Gautam Gambhir, they all were there and the center wicket, and they were all discussing about the wicket also. So I very much think that Ashwin is part of their plan. As far as Jadeja and Ashwin is concerned, I am thinking that they are going with Ashwin.
So Rohit Juglan clearly says that Ashwin is edging ahead of Ravindra Jadeja. Rohit bhai, there's this question for you. Rohit bhai, Shubman Gill practice में दिखे या नहीं? Rohit bhai.
No, he was not. मतलब वो प्रैक्टिस में नहीं थे. कल वो जरूर आए थे. उन्होंने चीफ सेलेक्टर से बात की कुछ देर तक. उसके अलावा भी अगर आप देखोगे तो काफी प्लेयर्स से बात हुई उनकी. वो जो टेपिंग है उनके थंब में वो है वहां पर ऑलरेडी. But I don't think he'll be part of the 11, as we already mentioned. We broke this, I think, 2 days ago, that it's not a fracture, it's just a tissue affected, as far as Shubman Gill is concerned, and that's why team is very optimistic about. They won't rule him out that he is out of first test. So I think yes, we have to wait for the Canberra game, I think.
Correct. So right now, you were clearly seeing the visuals. Ravindra Jadeja, Ravichandran Ashwin, as reported by Rohit Juglan, they have arrived 1.5 hours before the optional net session. They started taking throwdowns from Nuwan, from Raghu, the throwdown specialists, and clearly you can see, there you go, Ravindra Jadeja, Ravichandran Ashwin batting side by side in the nets. So no official confirmation yet, no release yet about who makes it to the first 11. Probably you're going to see the conditions tomorrow and decide. That's the rule. Boriada, there's a very interesting question. Let us take this, let us address this. DJT.
Let's go to Subhayan. Exactly, আমাকে lowdown দে. Who all came, what time who all came. Give me a complete lowdown of the nets. How many? Because clearly I can see here Rishabh and Ashwin coming out. These are the visuals I can see. Plenty of more visuals you've sent. Neil, Rahul, whoever is at the back end, play those visuals because I want an exact detailed lowdown of the nets from Subhayan, Debasis and Rohit. Subhayan, tell me from the start. After the press meet, what transpired? Who all came? Did everyone come? Did Virat come? Who all came? Give me a total detail of the net session.
See, just after the press conference, Rishabh Pant was the only batter who was present at the nets, and he was all alone along with T. Dilip and a couple of throwdown specialists to be alone at the nets, and then he was just batting alone and just playing his strokes. And then a couple of local net bowlers joined in to bowl at him, and around after 20-25 minutes of Rishabh Pant batting alone, walked in Abhimanyu Ishwaran. Abhimanyu Ishwaran padded up, waited, and then Ravindra Jadeja also joined in, and it was Ishwaran who stepped in first, and Ravindra Jadeja at the farthest net, and they all were taking throwdowns. No main team bowlers were present. Yash Dayal walked in pretty late. He warmed up and then just started to bowl to Rishabh Pant. And after that, Ravichandran Ashwin also walked in and just he was switching ends with Abhimanyu Ishwaran. So it was Abhimanyu Ishwaran and Ravichandran Ashwin at the one end, Rishabh Pant in the second net, as you can see, and at the farthest net was Ravindra Jadeja. So these were the four players who came in. No players apart from Rishabh, Ashwin, and Abhimanyu Ishwaran and Ravindra Jadeja from the main squad. Yash Dayal is part of the travelling reserve, so he was just there to roll his arms and make the batters practice a bit. But these were and as I said earlier, also Rishabh Pant almost batted for 2 hours before having a chat with, and after that he had a long chat with Ajit Agarkar, the chief selector who was there. Ajit Agarkar also came in, had a chat with Morne Morkel. Gautam Gambhir came in and just was having a watch. He was keeping a close eye on Rishabh Pant's net, and Rishabh Pant was in a fun mood. He was having a lot of chat with the throwdown specialist, trying to hit all sorts of his unique shots, and was having fun, just having fun and practicing hard today. Boriada.
Debasis, tell me something. When you see Rishabh Pant batting yesterday, Rishabh Pant batting today, tell me a little bit more in detail about Pant. He has to score big if India has to do well. Give me more on Rishabh Pant because clearly 2 hours means he's pushing himself that much more. He's 2 hours is no less time as Subhayan and you reported, Rohit reported. Give me more details on Rishabh Pant, Debasis.
Yeah, Goriada, yes. And after he finished the batting in the nets, what was noticeable was him have spending a long time with Gautam Gambhir and chief selector Ajit Agarkar, and then Morne Morkel also joined. I'm going to share you the visuals and also the still pictures. All three of them were seen having a long chat, and Pant was in a jovial mood. Obviously, he was enjoying in his stint in the middle in the nets, and also after he walked out of the nets, they had a long discussion. So clearly, you can that extra. He's putting in that extra bit of effort to try and make a statement right from the start, first match of the series, and clearly it is visible from the training session. See, no, none of the frontline batters were present except for the Pant and obviously both Ashwin and Jadeja, as Subhayan has mentioned. So clearly, you could see, and as we speak, Pant has just finished the nets. He just headed back to the dressing room, but still, Ravichandran Ashwin is still batting. Jadeja too has finished the nets. I'm in at the nets area. So and Jadeja right now is having a long chat with Gautam Gambhir, the head coach. So you clearly cannot make out as to obviously there must be some talks within whether it has been communicated to either Ashwin or Jadeja as to who is playing or not. We do not know. But as far as the net practice is concerned, Boriada, both were seen having a long net session in the middle along with Rishabh Pant.
Neil, play that visual. What is this, Mama? What are you talking about?
Arena, he called me. He called me and just আমার গালটা ধরে একটু করে দিল। আমি বললাম আরে কি হচ্ছে আবার? কেউ একটা ছবিটা তুলে পাঠালো।
আমি উপরে ছিলাম, আমি দেখি।
রোহিত, খেয়াল রাখনা यार।
1 2 1 2 3 4 মামা হচ্ছে সুপারস্টার। 1 2 3 4 মামা হচ্ছে সুপারস্টার।
Okay, Rohit, again same question to you. Decode Rishabh Pant's batting. Has he kind of improved over the last few days? What was the need for 2 hours? Is he kind of trying to polish something up? Watching the nets gives you so much more. You've watched the nets. Give me a lowdown, Rohit Juglan.
So Boriada, first 10 minutes. Let's start with the very start. He came down very first. The first guy to hit the net, Rishabh Pant.
Bakidagura mute karto. Debasis, everybody mute so that we can. Yeah, Rohit, go.
12:30, it was Rishabh Pant who hit the nets for the very first time, today. And then, it was all about him, Noan, and Raghu. These three were there. There was no other guy. And after that, after first 10 minutes, Rishabh Pant told to the local net bowlers here. 2 of them are spinners. One is right arm offie, and another one is left arm offie. So he told both of them to come and bowl as they want to bowl. He said to Noan and Raghu also that give me as fast as you can. Don't afraid of it will hit me or it will hit me somewhere. No, don't be afraid. Just bowl me as fast as you can. And after that, his main focus was after first 10 minutes, his main focus was playing those back of land deliveries, and which are little close to cut. So basically, he was focusing more on first half an hour. He was focusing more on playing those cut shots, the balls which are very close to the body. The second thing he start doing was telling those spinners to bowl in tandem to him, and after that a little less of those throwdown experts, and then the offies, left arm and right arm offies, then they came up, and then he started hitting them. With all the started slogging the ball all over the park. In between, he did a paddle, he did a reverse also, and he was trying to do those cheeky things which we all know what Rishabh can do. But he was little tentative there. He was not able to middle them. The first ball hitting him on his pad, the second one he completely missed, the third one he wanted to scoop but again missed. And after that, he said again to these Raghu and Noan to ball again to him. Then he edged one, which was a fuller length from Raghu. He edged one. Then he told him to just bowl me a shot, pull the length a little back. And after that, he edged another one from Noan. So in between, a ball hitting on his pad, then after hitting one, taking the edge, and after that one shot of length delivery taken again the edge. After that, again he started with scratch. After that, he again started playing them all, and then the confidence rises. Then you see the Rishabh Pant playing all those straight shots over the bowler's head, going over covers. Then he played all 4 of them. So first 30 to 40 minutes, it was all Rishabh finding his feet once again, because in last 3 days he didn't bat it more, Boriada. He didn't bat it. His batting was not in focus. He was more focusing on his wicket keeping skills rather than coming here to bat. He batted little less, only half an hour, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. He batted for this much only. Today is where he batted a lot. And this was with Rishabh Pant. It was not the first time I'm seeing this with Rishabh Pant. There are certain players who doesn't want to bat on match day -1. Like Suryakumar Yadav never bats match day -1. There are some batters who love to bat match day -1, and Rishabh is amongst one of them. He's amongst one of them. So I think at the very start he was looking little tentative while playing those cheeky shots, while playing those reverse and those paddles. But after an hour or so, after that 45 minutes of batting, he was looking completely, and he was saying to them, aja tez maar, tez dalis, with all those languages. He was saying that go full at me, all these kind of lens. पुराना बॉल से भी डाल, नया बॉल से भी डाल, नए बॉल से डालने से डर रहा है क्या, ऐसे करके he was just saying each and everything so that they can, चाह वो ये रहते कि कोई डरे ना, कोई ये ना सोचे कि यार ऋषभ को लग जाएगा तो क्या होगा. So it's all about playing fearless cricket for the next half an hour or 40 minutes. So
Okay.
started. Yeah.
This is excellent. Shubhan, tell me something. I will ask Debashish also. Ogni and I want to listen. Debashish Debashish was part of our earlier show. He spoke at length about Bumrah's press conference. What was your takeaway? Give me your 5 takeaways from the Bumrah press conference, including the body language. Leader, big build up, the Bumrah press conference. Shubhan.
As we speak, Morne Morkel has just walked in to have a close look at the pitch. He's just he's just standing at the popping crease and just having a look at the pitch while the heavy roller continues to work. And see, Jasprit Bumrah, the takeaways from Bumrah's PC, I think the most foremost, the most important part is that the Indian team is not carrying any baggage from the past series. I think that's the biggest takeaway. Of course, he talked about Virat Kohli. It was Debashish Das question itself that will what his preparations are, whether he'll be back to his best or not. So he said he's the most professional player in our team, and there's never a doubt in terms of him preparing for a series or not. He's always prepared, and then it remains to be seen. See, no one can predict how many runs a batter can score, but talking about Bumrah's, I think that calm presence, I think it was the biggest takeaway. The way the clarity in which he speaks about talking about baggage, talking about Test cricket, the importance of Border Gavaskar Trophy. I asked him about so many youngsters in the team possibly making their debuts in Australia, and he said, when we also came for the first time, there was pressure, but this is a series where you can make a name for yourself, where you can start to feel a part of international cricket in that top class level, and this is the kind of series that can make a career, and they are well prepared, and started then they came in earlier. All the youngsters came in earlier, so they have prepared. Some of them played for India A also. So I think the Jasprit Bumrah press conference had a lot of takeaways, and when this trophy presentation was also going on, he was very calm. He was having a chat with Pat Cummins about family and all. They were just sharing a laugh about their kids. So there's a calm presence about Jasprit Bumrah and his presence in that team. Boriala.
Only if they are mentally there, then they will not be bad. They will fight, because mentally you cannot chicken out in Australia, and all our reporters are reporting that mentally India seems to be there. I want to ask Debashish also, but before that, Ogni, your takeaway from these visuals and what you've heard from our reporters.
Uh, First of all, Boryada, there is immense dedication on part of all the Indian players, and more so because, see, you don't want to carry that excess baggage, and we are not carrying any baggage. Saying this is easy, but actually executing this is much, much tough. So, as we all know, right there's the Border Gavaskar Trophy. There are the two captains, Pat Cummins and Jasprit Bumrah, walking out, and we saw that in the morning as well when they sent us the visuals. But spending long hours in the nets, playing simulation matches, and obviously, you will not have Rohit Sharma for the first game in Perth. That's a confirmation by now. Shubman Gill is also set to miss the first test. That is also a confirmation. So the responsibility is immense on the experienced players. And I think more so on the likes of Rishabh Pant and Virat Kohli, who are seasoned campaigners in Australia. And we all know what Pant did the last time in Border Gavaskar Trophy. So obviously, he being one of the senior pros and forming a part of the core leadership group, he has, he's just showing the way for the youngsters as well. Like bat long hours in the nets, and there are no shortcuts to success, Boryada. If you have to succeed in Australia, you have to put in that extra yard, you have to put in that hard yards. And as far as mentality is concerned, please do not write off Virat Kohli with one photo shoot before Border Gavaskar Trophy. So there's going to be Virat Kohli on the field for India whenever India is fielding, and he's going to be in the dressing. Gigi is going to be in the dressing room. So you have mentally tough people traveling with India, playing for India, donning the India whites, and stepping out tomorrow at the Optus Stadium to play the Border Gavaskar Trophy, to play the first test at Perth. So mentally, India is there. They're not, as very clearly stated by Bumrah, we're not carrying any baggage. Hope to see a tough competition and a good fight by the Indians.
Devashish, what were the questions asked by the Aussie journos? Did they try to needle? Did they try to raise the New Zealand series too much? what were the kind of questions they were asking?
There weren't many questions that were asked from the Aussie media. It was basically the more from the Indian traveling media. Boryada, yeah, they particularly obviously someone asked about losing the series against New Zealand and coming into this test series, but as he rightly said, that he do not want to carry any baggage into this test series, and that's a big statement. So it's a new country, new test series. So all they are looking forward to is to play a good brand of cricket, and it's all about winning the moment, winning the sessions. Whoever wins the key moments, the key sessions will come out with flying colors. And Bumrah, obviously, and it was a press conference to listen to. Means he was very calm and he was answering questions. There were not many loose comments or loose statements, and it was it was something that I enjoyed listening to.
Rohit, before I come to Rohit, Subhayan, just to lighten up the mood, somebody is saying, do you really want to comment on your 38 crore buy last night?
That's my money. I'll spend however I want to.
He's now left with $38 in Australia. That's the truth. After his 38 crore spend. So Devashish and Rohit will take care of him anyway. But importantly,
By the way,
ball.
বাই দ্য ওয়ে, কালকে আমি আর সুবায়ন কিন্তু একটা ছুটিয়ে গ্রসারি করে নিয়েছি। আমাদের আর কোনো চিন্তা নেই, টেনশন নেই, উই আর সর্টেড। একদম আমরা প্যাক চুক্তি করে নিয়েছি, একদিন ও রান্না করবে, একদিন আমি রান্না করবো।
But what is this nonsense? And what about Rohit? He will eat thin air or what?
আর ও তো ভেজিটেরিয়ান।
I'm vegetarian. I'm vegetarian, Buryada.
ভেজিটেরিয়ান, আমরা তো ভেজিটেরিয়ান নয়।
They can't eat vegetarian. What is this?
Stuck between two Bengalis and two non-vegetarians.
So what? They should cook vegetarian. Come on. What is this? Devashish is saying, I will cook, Subhayan will cook, and Rohit will go out. Come on, boss. This can't happen.
Rohit has a lot of fans who take him out every day.
By the way, Subhayan, is that Indian food outlet still open?
Guys, tomorrow we are less than 24 hours. We are less than 24 hours away from the starting of the Border Gavaskar Trophy. Let's come back, guys. Let's come back.
Border Gavaskar Trophy বলে কি খাবে না নাকি? অদ্ভুত ব্যাপার।
এইটাই উনিকে সেটাই বলছি যে খাবো না নাকি?
ओगनी दादा ने अभी खाना खाया है। ओगनी दादा अभी खाना खा के ज्वाइन किए हैं।
My morning schedule has gone for a toss. Whenever I wake up and see my messages, there is Buryada saying live to join the live. So all my day schedule has gone for a toss. Whenever I look at my WhatsApp, there is Buryada saying join the live now, guys. Let's go live. বুড়িয়াতে এই যে তোমার নামে অপবাদ, তুমি কি অস্ট্রেলিয়ায় গিয়ে রান্না করে আমাদের সবাইকে খাইয়ে এই অপবাদের জবাব দেবে আমাদের?
আমি কিচ্ছু খাওয়াবো না। I will watch my cricket, do my broadcasts and play with Aisha. Simple as that. Subhayan, all of you
ক্যাঙ্গারুর মাংস খাবে না?
পাগল আছিস নাকি? আমি কিচ্ছু খাবো না। I am going to play with Aisha and the rest of the time work. Finished. But coming back, guys, clearly, none of you are telling me about the final combination. We are still in doubt. But do we know about the Aussie combination? Rohit, Juglan, Devashish Sen, Subhayan Chakraborty. What about the Aussie combination? Do we have a clear idea?
That's quite straight. Yeah, that's quite straight. Nathan Maxwini, Usman Khwaja, Manas Labuschagne, Steve Smith, then Travis Head, then Mitch Marsh, then Alex Carey, then Nathan Lyon, then Mitch Stark, and Josh Hazelwood and Patrick Cummins. That's it. As straight as it can get.
There are 5 left-handers.
Yeah, if you talk about all the full batting lineup, top 3. If you say in the only batting lineup, there are 3 main 3.
Subhayan, does that make a case for Ashwin?
Definitely, it makes a case for Ashwin, and he has been successful against Steve Smith also, not only the left-hander. So and by the way, Manas Labuschagne averages more than 100 in this in this stadium, so that he will also be a big threat. So Ashwin is someone who can play with the minds of all these batters who want to uh, hang hang for a lot of time out there. So I think not only Usman Khwaja, Travis Head, all the left-handers, Nathan McSweeney, I think he will be a big threat against Steve Smith and Marnus Labuschagne as well.
Devashish, you know, against this kind of an Australian batting order, it doesn't give real confidence to me. It's also fragile. So it's not as if just India is fragile. Australia is fragile as well. One solid Bumrah spell, two, three wickets, and you can open them up. Devashish.
But the key for India will be to keep that pressure on the other end. Yes, you might have that pressure going with a Bumrah from one end, but all that matters is to will India will be able to sustain that pressure from the other end, which is key. You cannot let the Australian go away with runs, easy balls, easy scoring there, because if they can go away with a few good overs from the other end, then that pressure will automatically be released. And then all of a sudden, we have seen this, Buriada, in 2018, 2011-12 series, that first day at the MCG, Boxing Day Test means, and obviously Australia were all over after that first session. So clearly, with Shami missing, Siraj not in form, will the youngsters in the side, especially with the likes of Harshit Rana or Prasidh Krishna, whoever is picked, whether they will be able to keep that pressure on the Australian batters. That will be key. You cannot let loose the momentum or the pressure, because Bumrah is definitely sure he will. Australians will play. Will watch out for his spell. Watch out for his initial spell. But all that boils down is to the other end, means whether they can sustain that pressure, and that will be decide the fate of this test match. When to keep on that pressure, because you don't have a Sami, and that is clearly a big loss.
So there is a super chat. Let's see who
Rohit
takes the
Tejas
super chat,
Parega.
Boriada. Rohit bhai, Harshit Rana or Prasidh Krishna. There's a super chat from Madhav. Your comments.
I think, as I mentioned yesterday also, that in past 2 days, the way it has been communicated with Prasidh Krishna, I think he's little ahead in the race, very little, but yes, ahead. I think his words with Gautam Gambhir, the time he's spending with Gautam Gambhir, the way he's been discussing plans with Jasprit Bumrah, him and Virat Kohli having a chat. I think day before yesterday. So I think there were multiple times when I saw that Prasidh Krishna having a lot of chat within the leadership group. So and the way he's bowling also in last couple of days, I haven't seen Harshit Rana a lot. That might be a clear signal that yes, they are not spending his energy too much in this particular game. But it's again, it's very tight call. But I think what I've seen in last couple of days, I think there's a little edge of over Harshit Rana. But yesterday, what we heard Mone Mokal saying, he took the name of Harshit Rana first. He told us that how they are preparing him for this Border Gavaskar Trophy. So yes, there's been discussions about these two, but in my personal opinion, I think there's a little edge, very little edge, very thin edge to Prasidh Krishna in this whole race.
Shubhan,
And
Prasidh Krishna, Harshit Rana, all of a sudden, till yesterday, Rohit was saying Harshit has the edge. Now it's changed. What do you reckon, Harshit or Prasidh?
See, I'll still go with Harshit, but I won't be surprised if they play Prasidh Krishna, given the kind of conditions we are seeing. There's still a lot of grass on that surface. Today, even Jasprit Bumrah and Pat Cummins also said, okay, the sun is baking it down today, yesterday also, but there's going to be a lot of bounce, and I won't be surprised if see, Bumrah and Siraj are different type of bowlers. Harshit is a completely different type of bowlers, and Prasidh brings a different element with his height and hit the deck ability. Harshit is also hit the deck bowler, but Prasidh with his height can cause some serious issues. So let's see. I think Prasidh's debut in South Africa, where we expected similar things, did not go as we all thought it would. But Harshit again, he brings a different element. He has that X factor in him with his bowling and can bat also, and he's a decent number 9 to have. So I won't be surprised if either if anyone plays. It's a headache that the team selection, the team management has right now. But either of them, it's a similar call as we are talking about Ashwin versus Jadeja in that playing 11. So either of them, whoever plays, I think will cause serious trouble to the Australian team.
So, Agni, Moti, what we are getting is Padikal is done and Nitish Reddy is done. Let's take
Nitish
closing comments from everybody. Before we take closing comments, folks, 2 interviews, not plugging them. If you don't want to watch, don't watch. But one which we've already put out, the Dinshaw Padiwala interview on Rishabh Pant. Watch it. You will feel really good about it. Watch the Dinshaw Padiwala interview on Rishabh Pant and the Pant miracle. You will feel really nice about life. It's an interview far beyond cricket. Watch that. It's on the Rev Sports platform along with many other videos that our team has sent. Secondly, the Bharat Arun interview where he breaks down Harshit Rana. He breaks down what India did last time. He breaks down why Ravi Ashwin. So it's an interview we are putting out at 2 p.m. Watch that interview if you want to. So these 2 interviews wanted to mention. Ogni, why don't you start with this super chat and then just go down for everyone with closing comments?
So there's Madhav, our regular viewer, with the super chat. Jadeja has 43 average as batter and 21 average with ball in Australia. Shocking numbers, unbelievable. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Madhav bhai. But a lot of these things come down to tactical calls at the last moment. And in terms of experience, Jadeja and Ashwin are quite similar. So taking nothing away from each of them. And see, we are just predicting. We don't know that yet. And you see repeatedly, Debasis, Shane, Rohit, Juglan, Subhayan, Chakraborty have said probably. So India is still keeping Australia guessing. Jadeja and Ashwin both have batted extensively in the optional net session today. They have been taking throwdowns. They've been leaving balls. So it's pretty interesting to see actually who gets the nod. There was another question which I'd like to take along with my closing comments. Chandradeep Odhikari writes, if Ashwin bats at 7, won't be the batting order big? Chandradeep sir, Ashwin won't be batting at 7. He'll be batting at 8. Number 7 will be Nitish Kumar Reddy. This is all but confirmed. Again, probably this is confirmed. We are guessing Nitish Kumar Reddy to make his debut and he'll come in at 7. So he's your 4th seamer, much like Mitchell Marsh of Australia. Gives you that batting depth at 7. So Ashwin will bat at number 8. And that is very important. Debojyoti Mukherjee writes, Australian batting struggled against Mark Wood, Amir Jamal and Shamar Joseph in the last 12 months. Huge onus on Bumrah and company. Absolutely correct. Debojyoti Babu, absolutely right. The onus will be on, and as Subhayan and Rohit have repeatedly mentioned, Bodiada has repeatedly mentioned, onus on the Australian top order to see off Bumrah with the new Kookaburra. That's definitely one thing. But who is going to support Bumrah? That remains a concern. So Siraj is probably going to start, judging by his experience and his performance last time around, where he was an absolute rock star. Harshit, Prasidh, we don't know that. But Akashdeep, probably it's a no-no. Again, we're seeing probably. So the starting 11 is all but done. Hoping for a cracking day 1 of the Perth test. And especially if India bats, I'll be very interested to see if India bats, because this is an Indian team in transition. If India bats, you are 1 down in the space of first 2 or 3 overs, which is a good probability. Then what happens to number 3? Do we see Dhruv Jurel walking out? Do we see Devdutt Padikkal walking out? Or, much like the New Zealand series, do we see Virat Kohli walking out to absorb all the pressure? Boriada, that's all from my side.
Rohit Juglan, closing comments. I'll give Subhayan the last word after this, Devashish. Rohit.
Obviously, everything is done now. We are very much sorted as far as team is concerned. Bumrah looked so compact. Bumrah looked in so much confidence. He was speaking like he knows everything, with so much of clarity. There's no, idhar udhar ki baatein and wagera wagera. He was just very spot on with each and every question, whether it's from the Australian media. One of the lady asked from Australian media that what's your playing combination? He said that I know my playing combination. You will be get to know it by tomorrow before toss. And he was so spot on. He was so clear about his planning, about his tactics, that you are also feeling the confidence. The way he had a chat with Patrick Cummins also with that trophy, ahead of them. So I think yes, everything looks quite clear. Time to see them in the ground and rocking the first day, as Ogniraj said that waiting for a good day for Team India, hoping that India will bat second, because there are clouds over here, and not being someone who's worrying about Indian batting, but tactically also batting second here. I think bowling first, and Bumrah with that red cherry in his hand, that kookaburra. I think it will definitely impact Australians. So tomorrow also there is a little prediction of rain in the morning. We'll update you about the weather from here. But yes, won the toss, bowl first, put Australia on the back foot. That's how you can start with this PGT Puyala.
Absolutely,
Devashish.
Boryada. Absolutely, Boryada. The toss is going to be a very, very crucial factor. And for all of us who are watching, we'll be starting our broadcasting from 7 a.m. tomorrow, Indian Standard Time. So keep and watch out on all the Rev Sports social handles. Yes, Devashish.
Dada, let's take the final comments. Devashish and Shubhan. Devashish, and by the way, 5 at 5 today. 5 at 5 today, we will discuss a number of key issues, not simply relating to this, but also about the IPL auction, which is 48 hours. So we'll break it up into two parts. We'll also give you lowdowns of the coverage. Devashish, your final thoughts, and Shubhan can close it out.
Yeah, obviously, huge test match, first test coming up in the series, obviously. And whoever will win this test match will gain the momentum, early momentum into the big, long series like this one, means 5 match series. And both captains sounded confident about their sides, both Pat Cummins and Jasprit Bumrah. And there will be a kind of a festival kind of a atmosphere. Lot many Indians coming, and also Cricket Australia is leaving no stone unturned so as to make it a huge one. Means obviously we know we have witnessed it during the World Cup T20 World Cup 2022, and lot many fans coming from all across Australia. So fingers crossed, big first session. Whoever gains, it's all about gaining the key momentums, gaining the key sessions, and that will decide the fate of the match.
Shubhan, there's a super chat. Take that and close it. For Ashwin, Australians have 4 lefties, but we forget Jadeja. They have 7 right-handers. Jadeja always troubled Manas and Smith. So why only left-hand batsman theory? Shubhan, take that and close the show.
I think if you look at the top three, they have three top five. They have three left-handers in Winnie and Travis Head is also there, and then you have and you need someone like an Ashwin's presence, in my opinion. Of course, Jadeja, I still feel can play a huge role, as you rightly mentioned about Marnus and Steve Smith. But Ashwin, if you remember last time around in India, when Steve Smith and Marnus came in, Ashwin completely played with their minds, and I feel cricket or any sport is a huge role is played by the psychological aspect, and Ashwin, given the kind of reputation he has among us Australians, I think he can play a huge role psychologically. And see, in Australian conditions, especially in a place like Perth, the spinner will have that supportive or defensive role, but Ashwin can actually give you that attacking role in whatever capacity he bowls, he operates, and it will be on Jasprit Bumrah how he manages Ashwin or Jadeja, whoever is playing. But Ashwin can create a lot of psychological hiccups or troubles among the Australian minds with his experience and the uh, kind of stats he has against the Aussies. So it's a tough call to have. Jadeja has been batting well in the Test format, so it's a call on the team management. I'm pretty sure they as Jasprit Bumrah mentioned, they have already decided on the 11. But let's see what happens. I think whoever plays will play a major role with the old ball, and to help the old pacers who will play.
So exactly 19 hours to go, 19 and a half hours to go for the first ball to be bowled in the Border Gavaskar Trophy, one of the most anticipated cricket series of all time. We will all be there. Devashish, Rohit, and Shubhan will report from Australia. Ogni, myself, Gargi is coming tonight, so we'll all be in the studio. Our broadcast will start tomorrow morning, but before that, at 5 we are all back with all our analysis based on what we've seen today. We will take stock of what we've seen with all the footage, decode player by player where we stand, plus also a special on the IPL auction. So watch us at 5 o'clock. Till then, from Ogni, from Shubhayan, from Rohit, from Devashish, and of course from myself, thank you very much for watching. this build-up will continue. And by the way, in the interim, do not forget the badminton. Satvik Chirag, PV Sindhu, and a lot of the others in action in the China Masters. And also our celebration of the Asian Champions Trophy win by our hockey girls. Fantastic to see Harinder, Savita, Lalred Siami, Sunalita Topo, and everyone else turn things around. Fantastic effort to take out China yesterday. So on that note, keep an eye on our chess build-up for the Gukesh Dingren match and our Border Gavaskar Trophy coverage from Australia. Thank you very much for watching.